Hey, what up everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you with a little Halloween candy up right before the video here, coming to you. Lot to talk today about basically WrestleMania 31 and basically the dirt sheets spoiler thing that came out today. Just one little line basically saying that the WrestleMania 31 main event is basically set for WWE. If everything goes to a plan and if there's no injuries and everybody comes back, there's no word on what this match is. But basically, it's just it's out there. So, lots of people, tweeting their thoughts about what it could be. And a lot of people drawing up their WrestleMania 31 cards are writing in Rock versus Rusev as a match for this year's thing. Honestly, Alexander Rusev coming in and having his debut WrestleMania match. If he is going to be the guy from NXT that is going to be making, that big, huge step forward, it's going to be the year of NXT for this year. I mean, honestly, if you look at it, lots of people thinking that Roman Reigns could be the guy that wins the Royal Rumble and main events WrestleMania 31 this year. Seth Rollins not having his first WrestleMania, but of course him being a former NXT champion. He's going to be a guy that's going to have a featured match. More than likely, Dean Ambrose is looking like he's one of the biggest stars in WWE right now. He's going to have a big match, so this is sort of like, Triple H, who is like the proud father of all these guys, coming out of NXT. This is his baby. This is his thing. He needs to prove that this NXT thing is working. He hasn't been able to produce a world heavyweight champion for WWE. He hasn't been able to make that real main eventer. But he's got a lot of guys out there, making him proud. And I'm sure that he's got a lot of guys in developmental that are going to be taking that step forward. But I mean, The Rock doesn't come back to wrestle just anybody, and The Rock having that segment on Raw tonight, basically, it was Raw Monday night. I don't know why I said it was tonight. Maybe I need some more candy in my system. But The Rock having that segment with Rusev was very shocking to me. He doesn't really come back for nothing. He only really comes back for the big things. He's always big on breaking rumors or breaking records. And, whatever he did last time, he has to be bigger than what he did last time to make it this time. When he wrestled at WrestleMania 28, he was very proud of, going over 1 million buys. And in WrestleMania 29, finding a way to make it bigger than that with him passing the torch on to John Cena. I just don't see what there is for Rock and Rusev. I don't think as Rock passing the torch to a guy like Rusev, I don't really see. I really like Rusev. I like his sort of thing. I was really looking forward to the match against him and Big Show on Monday Night Raw. And I'm really looking forward to the heel turn of Mark Henry on Big Show leading to that match. And then maybe Rusev will go off, and some people say he'll go off and fight against Sheamus. But I just don't really see Rock versus Rusev at WrestleMania. I think that Rusev's going to be one of the guys that does have a match that people do care about at WrestleMania. At least that's what my hopes are. But if Rock's going to wrestle, it's going to be against one of the marquee guys that's out there. Brock Lesnar, maybe not John Cena because we've already seen it twice in the last few years. But I mean, there's a very small list of guys that there are to be able to do that. Like when I did the WrestleMania 31 opponents for Brock Lesnar, I mean, it was really, he could wrestle The Rock, he could wrestle John Cena, or he could wrestle Roman Reigns. That's it. Those are the only matches that I see. I mean, just like when I think about Brock Lesnar, it's the same thing with Rock. The only guy Rock's going to face is Brock. I'm not saying that he's only going to be wrestling if he's going to go after the WWE Championship, but The Rock needs to be in the main event. He wants to be that guy that can point at the. I guess you can't really point at the pay-per-view buys. You have to point at network subscriptions, or maybe they'll find some number to make up of how many views WrestleMania got. I'm not quite sure on what they're really rating WrestleMania on anymore, but it's going to bring in tons of dollars to San Francisco. I'm honored to go to this WrestleMania. I'm pumped that it's getting this much attention, that people are thinking that, we're going to get Rock, we're going to get Brock Lesnar. People won't stop the rumor of Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back. So, that gets me excited. And maybe that's one of the things that gets us through these dog days of the fall right now. I mean, Rock coming back to WWE really gave it a real big shot in the arm. But I don't even really know how to break down Rusev versus Rock for WrestleMania. I just honestly really think there's no chance of this match happening. And it was fun. I mean, it gave wrestling a real big shot in the arm. It reminds me a lot of when the Rock came back and did that last skit on the Diva Search, which I think was his last time in WWE before actually leaving to go to Hollywood and making all the movies and being gone for so long before coming back and being the surprised guest host of WrestleMania 27. He came back and did this sort of pie, was it a pie eating contest? I think, I want to call her Candice Michelle. What the fuck's her name? Christy Hemme. Christy Hemme won that segment by sitting on the pie. And that was the last time we saw The Rock. I mean, it reminds me a lot about that. It gives Rusev and it gives Lana a whole bunch of credibility. But to me, honestly, I just don't think there's any way in the world that we're going to see The Rock versus Rusev at WrestleMania 31. But as long as it's getting people pumped up, that's all that matters to me.